layperson program touches with that, which is a huge increase for us and something I'm very proud of, and something that tells me we are ready for major semi-quincentennial programming to deliver this history content. On our last page, I've included our business report so you can see exactly where things have been moving for us financially. I can answer any questions on that, but I wanted to say thank you for your attention this morning. We are grateful for your support. We're really grateful for the opportunity we have to get to take so much local history and share it in really meaningful ways. Are there any questions I could answer right now?
Board, any questions?
I have one. I was looking at the wages. Your wages went up 58,000.
We added 2 full-time staff members.
Okay, thank you.
And I did find out that the streetcar line was a hoax, so thank you very much.
I'm so sorry. Those tall tale postcards will get you. You
Yes,
should
they
see
did.
the 8-foot northern that somebody caught one
Yep.
time.
Yep, all righty. Well, any other questions? If not, we'll say you filled the time slot, so it's
Thank you.
good. Thank you. Mr. Hagemiller, Douglas Soil and Water Conservation.
Good morning,
Morning.
gentlemen. It's still morning by 1 minute.
That's 1 minute you got.
I believe you guys received a packet, which Lene has got on the board there. I'm Jerry Hagemiller with Douglas Soil and Water Conservation District. And first of all, I'd like to thank the Douglas County Commissioners on their past support to the Soil and Water District, and appreciate the representation that the county commissioner attends all of our monthly board meetings, Commissioner England before, and now Commissioner Way. And it helps stays connected with the activities the Soil and Water District is doing, and to keep the county informed of what type of projects and activities we're working with. The first page is kind of a summary of activities that we've completed in 2025 and also our budget requests for 2026. This year, 2026, we're requesting an increase of $16,728 versus what we received in 2025. Soil and Water District staff consists of 5 or 7 full-time employees, and then we have 1 seasonal tree planter in the spring, and this year we had 1 summer intern that worked with our office. Some of the major tasks that we've complete every year is the Soil and Water District implements the Minnesota buffer law, which isn't as much time consuming as it was originally to identify who needed buffers. Compliance wise in the county right now, we're sitting at about 97%. There's half a dozen landowners that are still wavering, and we're working with them to get their buffers established, but we're in the right direction. We also work with and implement the Wetland Conservation Act that the state passed back in '91 and delegated to the counties, which seems to happen a lot. The state comes up with great ideas and then they tell the counties, you're the one that's going to implement it. And maybe they give you a little money the first few years, and then after that, the funding dries up. As far as the implementation of county or comprehensive water plans, Douglas County is covered by the Chippewa, Long Prairie, Pomme de Terre, and Sauk watersheds that we have representatives sitting on the policy committees and also technical committees for those. And it's an opportunity with the amount of funding the state provides to the One Watershed, One plans, that we've been able to capitalize on receiving a lot of those funds for implementing projects on private landowners' property to provide cost share to them. Grant writing through our office, Danielle Anderson is the one that does most of that, and that's a lot of is applying for clean water grants through the Minnesota Board of Water and Soil Resources for implementing best management practices on private property. Work with the Douglas County Highway Department on wetland mitigation to make sure the road projects happen in the county and help them, assist them for obtaining permits for road projects. We work with CREP program, Conservation Reserve Enhancement Program, RIM program, and wetland reserve programs with landowners to enroll their land in those programs. We administer the Ag Best Management Practices Loan Program in Douglas County, which has quite a bit of higher interest rate the last couple years from rural landowners for either no-till equipment, tillage equipment, even septic updates, just because the lower interest rate that's offered through this program is better versus traditional lending. State cost share program, money received from the Board of Water and Soil Resources for installing conservation practices and best management practices. Work with Douglas County Land and Resource Management on wetland delineation work for plats and identifying sensitive areas where development should be restricted. We work closely with local lake associations and Douglas County Lakes Association for erosion control and lake monitoring. We coordinate the Douglas County DCLA lake monitoring program through our office. Work with the county auditor's office in reviewing tax forfeit land for wetlands and marginal soils. And education is also a big part of our office, working with schools and civic groups on conservation education and aquatic invasive species. The rest of this page here would be assist with engineering design work for installing conservation practices on private landowners' property. We work with the Ag Water Quality Certification Program for landowners to get certified as Ag Water Quality Certified. And we've different programs that we raise money through our office would be through our district tree program, no-till program, tree fabric, and our seed program. And as in the past, we've always appreciated the county's request for support of the Soil and Water District. The third page is an overview of our proposed projected 2025 budget and proposed 2026 budget. We are projected to have surplus this year if everything goes the way they've looking so far this year. And that surplus, what we're looking at using that for is upgrading some of our equipment as far as a no-till drill for next year to use that for offsetting. Biggest increases in the proposed budget for 2026, you got the salaries and health insurance are the two big kickers. Salary increases proposed for employees at the Soil and Water District would be at 3%, plus any step increases that they would be eligible for their job class. We have not received any confirmation yet from our health insurance provider this year. So what I built into the budget for proposed 2026 would be an 8% increase, and hopefully it's gonna be within that range. But like I said, we haven't heard definitely what they're proposing. And the next couple pages is more in detail. I won't go through it, all of it, of activities that we've completed this year at the Soil and Water District as far as through 2025. The bottom of the page 3 of that part, just want to bring your attention to the yellow highlighted part, that through the Soil and Water District, the Natural Resources Conservation Service, the federal partner in our office there, as far as payments to individual landowners in Douglas County for conservation-related practices that are implemented in the fields. In this year, it'll be a little over $6.3 million that we're hoping, or will bring into the economy of Douglas County for participants in the different programs that we offer through the Soil and Water Conservation District. A lot of those are cost share payments to landowners or incentive payments for good water quality and best management practices that the landowners are putting on the land. And the last page in there is just a study that was done in cooperation with the Minnesota Board of Water and Soil Resources and the Natural Resources Conservation Service on the economics of conservation funding. And in this study that was released in 2021, it's a few years old now, but for every dollar spent on conservation, it brings back $1.81 back to the local economy. Any questions
Anybody
that the
got questions for
commissioners
Jerry?
have?
Nope. Well, I would say continue the,
Who's your insurance with? Medical.
Health insurance, PEEP,
Peeps.
Public
Haven't heard from
Employees
them yet.
Retirement, we haven't, it's usually anywhere some middle of September is when we hear.
Okay,
So it should be coming up soon.
all right.
It'd be nice if they would have all that in line before we come to meet with you guys for budget request.
That would make life a little bit too easy. I think.
Yeah,
Still
okay,
government.
that's government. All right, thank you.
on there. And then the annual Chippewa River Watershed Association request, that request would be the same as last year at $4,200 for Douglas County. On the top, you can see what the different counties within the watershed allocation is for a total of $30,300.
We just pay our percentage of this year.
Yep, they figure it's a percentage
That's
of
in
the
your budget
Chippewa
already,
watershed.
though, I saw. I think I
Nope,
saw
this is a separate line item here,
line item separate.
or a separate budget item for that.
Okay. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very much, and
Yep.
appreciate your request and past support for the Soil and Water District.
All right, thank you. And so next we have Kristen Klemick with the Lakes Area Humane Society.
Thank you, Chair and Commissioners. Good afternoon. I appreciate the time that you give to me each time that I come in here. It seems like it was just yesterday that we met. So the years went by quickly. Just jump right into it.
Yep.
Primary use of our funds really goes towards helping offset the costs that we incur from people that find strays, dogs and cats within Douglas County that are in non-impounding areas. Basically, we don't have impound contracts, so the cities and townships in those areas don't provide impounding services for the residents. That cost certainly adds up. The cost, over the last couple of years has increased as well, mainly because we're seeing a really high increase, and we're still seeing, and I discussed that last year, but we're still seeing a huge increase in the number of dog requests. Basically, people are no longer able to care for their pets for many different reasons. It has certainly increased after COVID. we used to get maybe 1 or 2 calls a month of someone looking for placement for their dog. It's not uncommon, and we're still seeing it 3 to 5 a day. The repercussions of that is we can only have so many dogs in our facility. And unfortunately, the sad truth is that we do see quite a few people that have decided to just dump their pets or abandon them. And so that still is a problem that we're dealing with, which of course has increased these costs because of course people a lot of times will go out to more of a rural setting to dump a dog. And unfortunately, you know, it seems to be continuing. We're hoping to see the light at the end of the tunnel real soon. It's not just our facility, it's certainly statewide and even nationally. The numbers are really high. Cats, of course, too. As far as like non-impounding areas, we have 3 dogs in the last week and a half from non-impounding areas. We had 3 cats just yesterday. 2 of them have ringworms, so that's an extra cost and delight. As far as our cost per pet, this year to date is $736 and some odd cents. So certainly each pet that enters our facility, there is quite a bit of cost to provide the care and the housing for them. Veterinary care is, of course, one of our higher expenses as well. What we've seen is there's been over the last few years a very extreme increase in veterinary costs. The other thing that we've also seen is that it's very, very difficult to get a veterinary appointment. And, you know, especially so that we've seen, we were getting to the point where we could only get 2 or 3 animals in a month. Well, we can't operate that way and continue to move animals through. The more animals we can get ready and adopt, the more animals we can help in our community, which is important for population control. All of our animals are spay or neutered, and we also do vaccinations, most importantly rabies for protection of our community. We have seen a few more cases in the state of Minnesota of rabies in kittens. I think there's been 3 this year. So it is something that is still something out there, so we feel that's very important as well. When I was talking about having difficulty finding veterinary care services, I had to do a lot of calling and reach out, and we were very fortunate. We are now working with a veterinary clinic in Battle Lake that is offering us 1 surgery day a month. However, we can do 15 to 18 animals on that day. So it creates a little bit of a backlog, but on that date, then all of a sudden we have a lot more animals available for adoption. We're being able to work around that, and it's been working really well for us. Obviously, the time to transport animals to and from adds up, and of course, there's some transportation costs with gas. The other things that, of course, we use the funding for is just help with some of the costs of regular maintenance. Animals are hard in our facility, and humans can be too. So there's always things that certainly over the years, you know, we've had to replace air conditioning units in the last couple of years, and furnace and water heater. So all of those, as you guys well know, get pretty expensive. The other note too is that I was just looking at our cost of utilities number. Year over year, we're about $2,100 more with our cost of utilities, and I did check as well, and we're still running about the same amount of usage. So, you know, there's cost increases all the way around, so that's certainly adds into it as well. We are respectfully requesting an increase from $15,000 to $17,000 this year to offset some of these costs that we discussed. $17,000 would help is with the current cost of care of our animals offset the cost of 23 pets. We anticipate that we'll be serving about 450, maybe even higher, and we're on track to serve up to 500 animals this year, so you can see the costs can certainly increase. We probably out of that number, I would say that it really varies. It can be like 125 to 185 animals that we take in from the non-impounding areas in Douglas County that aren't supported. We always continue to work real hard to try to reunite owners and their pets. That's really what we want. We want pets to stay in the homes. We do behavior counseling with folks to help them deal with behaviors so that hopefully they'll keep their pets. We still are offering low-cost microchip program to help identify these animals in case they lose tags and whatnot. It's a great way to be able to reunite them with their owners. And, you know, one big thing that we've been doing before COVID, I was started recruiting for a veterinarian because our shelter could really use it. our community desperately needs low-cost spay neuter and vaccination services. We have really kind of hit a dead end. We've checked with different recruitment agencies, and they basically said it's really tough for a small shelter to be able to get that. So we're kind of changing our focus to hopefully creating a partnership to be able to do something so that we can help get animals spay and neutered in our area. We're seeing that 98% that came in last year were not spay or neutered, and so that's a pretty high number of animals that are continuing to reproduce, and then of course causing more issues within our community with animals. We also, just one other thing that we do offer too, is we offer some no-cost care. We have folks in our community that get in car accidents, et cetera, and if they have pets with, we do hold those pets for them while they're hospitalized, and that's just a service we do at no cost to try to help our folks as well. Is there any other questions or anything for me today?
Yeah, just a question. Do you find that a lot of these dogs, are they larger dogs that get abandoned, or?
Yes, yeah. that's the
Mostly
case.
larger ones.
Typically, the smaller dogs, medium dogs, we don't see that as much. We do see it,
No.
but definitely, just recently, you know, we've had a Shepherd Cross, like a doodle mix of some sort, just in the last couple weeks here, and they were, you know, they're definitely harder to place too.
All right.
Mr. Chair, how many people work out there?
There's 3 of us in the office that are full-time. We're also all veterinary technicians, so we do the hands-on veterinary care that we can do in-house. We have 1 full-time kennel staff and 5 part-time kennel staff. Most of the part-timers are quite part-time. We are struggling to find staff, as many other places are as well. And sadly, we don't really pay as much as we need to, and we've been looking at that as well, because payroll, of course, is a big number for us. We have to care for these animals, you know, 365 days a year, and it doesn't matter if it's holidays or weekends, so that is always a struggle. So we're trying to look at hopefully increasing some of our pay. Full-time staff, the only benefit is some paid holiday and some vacation time. Otherwise, there's no other benefits for part-time staff or full-time staff.
Mr. Chair, I had one question. I might have asked you this before, Christine. The city of Alec doesn't help donate to this?
What the city of Alexandria, yes, they're actually very good supporters. We have an
That's what I
impound
thought.
contract with them.
I don't see it on here.
Basically, it's under the cost of impound. You see that under the income. I think it's 71,000 we have
Yep.
budgeted for this year.
Okay, it's
So
in
that's
there.
part of that. So the city of Alexandria, LeGrand Township, and Alec Township each have a contract with us, so they pay a set fee annually.
Gotcha.
And whether we get 10 animals or 200, you know, it's kind of the same
It
fee,
just
but
wasn't spelled out, so I didn't.
yes, yep,
Thank you.
absolutely. Yeah.
All righty. Well, I thank you, and I guess take care of them pets.
All right, thank you so much. I
have
appreciate it.
I have
Oh, we got
more
one more
question
question.
here.
Yes.
Looking at, you know, you're taking your animal to Battle Lake Vet Clinic,
Yes.
and the question I have is, why can't we utilize the one that we have here in town?
That's an excellent question. Basically, it is, they don't have time or space. They're scheduling out months for their clients to try to get in surgeries. I know even one veterinary clinic I spoke to, they're actually scheduled through April of next year to do dentals for animals. So we really have an issue. We've had 2 clinics close in the last few years. Unfortunately, they were not able to recruit vets to take over their businesses. So there's 2 loss of businesses. You know, Dr. Hertz was just this past year. Outlying clinics too, like Hoffman, Dr. Sonsegard had retired, nobody took over. A few years ago, of course, Dr. Parker's retired, was not able to recruit anyone either. So we're really seeing a lack of basically ability to find it, availability.
Wow.
Yeah, some challenges. Yeah, thank you.
All righty.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All righty. And then we will do a quick 5-minute break and be back.
See that? Tell me to quit drinking.
Back to order.
What's next? West Central?
All right, I'm seeing Rebecca Lynn Peterson, West Central Initiative.
And I brought Rick Shera with me.
Hey, very good.
Thank you for having us. Rick's going to hand out some materials to
Oh,
you.
yeah, sure.
And first of all, I want to thank you all for your past support, but also some of you for your past service on our EDD board as we continue to do our work in economic development in our West Central region. As Rick passes the out, do you have enough, Rick? Okay. I'm going to let him explain the check facsimile because this was his idea. But in the meantime, I did send a letter our appeal letter ahead of time, but I just want to read two important paragraphs. As in past years, we ask that you continue to support our work and that you consider a slight increase as we serve as the regional development organization, not a commission, and therefore we are not able to levy tax dollars for the work that we do to bring state and federal funds into our region. We continue to aspire to similar funding levied by other RDCs, but will likely fall short of that because of our position in place. This year, as we prepare to celebrate WCI's 40th anniversary, we are asking for a very slight increase. You might find this comical. It's not $40,000, but it's an increase of $40, raising our appeal from $11,000 to $11,040. Of course, you're always welcome to do more or less at your discretion. And I want Rick to explain, I know you've heard me talk about return on investment in the past, but the check that he created for all of you.
Well, it's going to be our 40th anniversary. We were founded in 1986 during the farm crisis. We're coming up on 2026. So to me, it was kind of fun to look back and what kind of investment we've made in grants and loans in our communities and counties. And in Douglas County, since 1986, we've invested more than $17 million. And so we're very proud of that. And each community, of course, has a portion of that. And just appreciate that, that we're able to go out and do the work in our 9 counties. And also the 40th anniversary is the Ruby anniversary. And I just want to say that Douglas County is, among our 9 counties, you're one of the gems.
And if you don't know Rick Shera, this is typical. He's always good at finding connections. So the publication in front of you is our annual report. I know in the past we've brought you a stack of papers, but we thought this would be nice. It highlights all the programs that we're currently working in, and if it's cluttering your desk, you can leave it at your dentist office or doctor's office. But we did our 17 rooms event last year in Morris. I remember talking about that to you last year. We continue to work on these global goals. One of them is climate, and we're doing a lot of work with solar on municipal. I know that we've been talking with some folks in Douglas County. We're modeling this work after the Morris model, and I love their expression. They have solar on their liquor store, and they say, we're probably the only community where we cool our beer with the sun. So that's their tagline. We continue to do rural democracy, and you remember me talking about this the last couple of years. It's a nonpartisan program, and we have a lot of people who have gone through the program who are now running for office, whether it be school board, city council, township. We're continuing our work in rural belonging, and in a minute I want Rick Shera to tell about what's going on here for Welcoming Week in September. We had our longest table celebration last year during our Start a Ripple campaign, where we reached over 500 people with the work that we do. Economic development, and our work in economic development continues, as I said earlier, through our work as an economic development engine. We're able to bring money here from state and federal resources And Greg Wagner will be sending something out shortly about Promise Act grants. Rick reminded me that our story about D. Mikes is about a lending and business opportunity that we embarked on and partnered with one of your businesses here in Alexandria. Early childhood work continues. Transportation, I checked with Wayne Hurley. We've finished our Safe Routes to School project here in Alexandria and Osakis. So if there are others in Douglas County, please reach out to us. And then our philanthropic work, which is part of my work and the rest of our teams, we do a lot of community funds throughout Douglas County, and that's some of the $17 million that the funds that they raise and then repopulate their communities with projects and programs. And then ways to give, and I will leave this with your staff. Our work in philanthropic services includes all kinds of things like the component funds that we have, working with individuals, working with businesses on different types of donor-advised funds, and estate planning. And I'll leave this estate planning guide here. It's a prompt for me to invite you. There's a lot of talk right now about transfer of wealth and individual giving. And Ben Winchester, who's a state researcher with Extension Service, is doing a program for us on September 9th, and I will send you all invitations. It's all on transfer of wealth, and he's done the research that if every one of us in the state of Minnesota left just 5% of our assets to our communities, so that means we can give the rest of us to our children or our church or to our favorite charity, 5% in the state of Minnesota would be a total of $3.2 billion. So we're doing a lot of work with communities and trying to find ways to help get this message out. So Rick, will you talk about Welcoming Week just a little bit before we take your questions?
In our rural belonging, I used to work on a project called Live Wide Open. So it was about getting people to move here, talking about stories of why we love living here, to help the population grow so we'd have more workers for our businesses and more students for our schools. We've morphed a little bit into rural belonging, so when people do arrive here, we want them to feel welcome, so we don't have to recruit new people all the time, but the people who do come here, let's make sure they feel welcome and part of the community. In that, we've been doing Welcoming Week events in the last 3 years. This year, Welcoming Week is September 12th through 21st, and there are events here on Saturday at the Douglas County Library. They're going to be doing a quilt where people will take one of the quilt pieces and draw a picture of what it means to them to belong. And then the Evansville has a community supper featuring some ethnic foods. That's Sunday, September 14th. And then the Alexandria Technical and Community College has Global Beats and Bites. They've changed that from the Diversity Fest, and that'll be, like I say, the 18th, and we're supporting that with some sponsorship dollars.
Thanks. So do you have any questions for us?
Any questions? No? I think I got a nice book, lots of nice pictures.
Don't try to cash the
Yeah, I was
check.
going to say, don't cash that check.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All righty, then we'll move on to the Alexandria Economic Development. Nicole?
Hi.
Hello, thank you for taking time. I'm Nicole Fernholz with the Alexandria Area Economic Development Commission, and our office is focusing on the economic development and growth of Douglas County. As you may know, we have 3 high-level lanes that we work in to make that happen. First is the retention and success of our local current businesses. The second lane that we work in is the utilization of our funds to meet specific workforce needs. And then finally, providing resources for our entrepreneurial and business ecosystem. And that could be any tool, such as the demographic county profile that you're looking at right now. We put that together annually. We have lots of site selection requests into our office, technical assistance, loan dollars. We can even be a connection to somebody who is looking for a landowner. So if we aren't the expert on it, we make sure that we find somebody who is. You can see from the business assistance in the past 18 months through our office that our local industries continue to move forward with progress and projects. There was approximately $123 million in private investment committed to Douglas County through manufacturing, service, and housing projects. And daily, our office fields calls from someone looking to work or build a business in our community. Just this morning, I got to work with someone who's looking at redeveloping a site close to downtown, and then another individual who's looking for a specific site. So I take my job very seriously, but it's also fun. Like, I get to work with individuals looking to grow our community. So one key initiative we worked on in the last year was the construction of the twin home on Lake Street. You may be aware of that, but it is a childcare facility that was in partnership with many entities. The City of Alexandria applied for a grant through the state, and they received $280,000. The carpentry students at Alec College constructed the twin home. It's on land from the Alexandria HRA, and then the City of Alexandria EDA committed funds to it. So now we have 2 new childcare providers in that facility who have the potential to hire 2 new employees and can have up to 28 new childcare spots. Another project that I worked on in the last year was what I call the Solder Home redevelopment, and that is the gravel pit, quote unquote, on the east side of Alexandria. This is a 5-year phased project of multifamily housing. Ooh.
That's Julie.
It's Julie. Multifamily that can have up to 375 units in the next 5 years. So in 2026, we're not asking for any increase from you, but again, appreciate what you have given to help support our operations. Our priorities continue to center on growth. As you may know, Douglas County is the 23rd fastest growing county in Minnesota, and our office works to ensure that it continues to be a community that people want to live in. So we continue to work with the Alexandria Area High School, coordinating hands-on learning experiences. We continue working with local entrepreneurs. We offer business coaching online, and then we also coordinate with the Small Business Development Center out of Moorhead. So they have office hours every first and third Friday in our office. These services are free and confidential, and it helps people plan their business startups. We'll start our strategic planning next month for our 3-year strategic plan to make sure that we're on point for the community. And then we continue to market the area. And we have 2 key messages. One of them is you can relocate or start your business here. And then the other one is you can live here where people choose to vacation. So I think Tara mentioned that lastly, we did convince them to finally move in with us, the Chamber of Commerce. So in 2026, you'll see that the Chamber of Commerce, Explore Alec Tourism, and then the Economic Development Commission will be under one roof. And this will help to create really a front door for our community, our citizens and businesses. So whether an individual is looking to start or expand a business or a resident wants to get more involved in our community, we'll really have the resources centralized in one location to help them choose Douglas County. So I just want to take this time to thank you for your support in the past and see if you have any questions for me right now.
Mr. Chair, I got a question. What did you say we're the 3rd fastest growing?
23rd.
23rd fastest.
23rd.
And I see you got checked on here, no traffic jams. Were you out there at the fair?
That was a learning experience, right?
I seen you out there, so you were there.
I was. Did you see the number of people that pulled in this weekend? And those are all people choosing to come here and support local businesses, so that's exciting to see.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Nicole? No, but I just say this is got a lot of information on it. Yeah, very good.
Thank you.
Yep. All righty. And next would be Angela Jacobson, City Clerk, Treasurer, City of Osakis.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Thank you for taking the time to meet with me.
Yep.
I will not be taking my full 10 minutes.
Okay, we'll
I'll
hold you
keep
to
Short
it.
and sweet. I did submit a letter in your packet with just our request, so I won't read it, but I do want to highlight a few things that we had in there. We thank you for your past support. Last year, we received $6,000 towards the economic development in Osakis. And we continue to do support our businesses and doing local loans and startup businesses in our community. But an additional thing that we have been working on is cleaning up any blighted and underused or neglected property. So we've been purchasing a couple of them, and we're hoping to partner then with Habitat or West Central Community Actions to help get some homes in our community and utilize some of that area that's underused or not being used currently. In addition to that, we are looking at an expanded place for housing in our community. So we have a property owner that's willing to sell us land, but we have put into for a grant to do the infrastructure on there. So hopefully down the road, we'll have more housing available. And in Osakis, we don't levy any tax for our EDA. So this is the support we get from you and anything we apply for that helps us to keep moving forward. So in closing, we're just asking for a $1,000 increase, so from $6,000 to $7,000 for our next year. Do you have any questions for me?
Mr. Chair, how many commercial properties do you have standing empty?
Commercial? Downtown, I would say there's 2 that are probably underutilized. Yeah, like they don't have storefront at this point. One was just purchased and he's remodeling it.
Okay.
But there's another one that's still sitting there. We're trying to work on them to utilize it for something.
Is Panther in the old locker plant, or is that not being used?
That's, yeah, Panther has his stuff
Okay.
there. Yep.
I knew he was
Yep.
it. I knew he had rented it at one time, but I think he bought it now.
Yes, he
Okay.
did. Yep.
It was just the 2 storefronts, but the one is being renovated?
Yes, currently. Yep.
Good. Thank you.
Just as long as you're here, is there any movement on that general store and the sports store moving out to a new complex between the city and the interstate?
I'm not aware of that. He had purchased land right in town there where the old charter school used to be. He's purchased land there. He hasn't come in with any plans to build at this point. But I do know he has purchased the business itself. And it sounded like he wanted to get it all in one location.
Right, right.
But I haven't, if it's on the interstate, it's in the county's jurisdiction, not
Okay.
ours. So
Okay.
if they've pulled any permits that way.
Did he purchase that lot?
He purchased
did
a
he
lot
purchase-
right by, you know, where the charter school is there.
Oh,
We
yeah.
come, yep, he purchased that open lot there.
Open lot? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just to the north there. Okay.
Yep.
You're
So
gonna-
it would be a good location. He
That
gets it
would be a
moving.
great location. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little easier access and what they, I mean, that's typical downtown of any town, but, okay.
Yeah, that's
Been
all I
there a long
got.
time.
That's all I got. Any other questions? No? Well, great.
Thank you very much.
Yep, thank you. Alrighty, next would be Aaron Smith, Director of the Viking Library System, and Don Daly, Douglas County Library Director.
Good afternoon. Don is passing out some materials, including a sticker for each of you. West Central Initiative is celebrating their 40th anniversary, and we're celebrating our 50th. So
Should we put it on our
we had
forehead?
an open house in July and have some stickers left over from that event, and bringing one to you for your water bottle. That's what my 15-year-old daughter likes to put stickers on, but whatever speaks to you is fine too. Thank you for having us here today. To present the 2024 Viking Library System Annual Report and 2026 Appropriation Request. Thank you to all of the commissioners for your service to our area, and especially to Commissioner Shane Schmidt for his service on the Viking Library System Governing Board. We appreciate his representation. The Viking Library System has 6 member counties. Those are Douglas, Grant, Otter Tail, Pope, Stevens, and Traverse. And we have 11 member libraries within those counties that we serve. I mentioned that it's our 50th anniversary of supporting equal access to library services for all residents in our system area. And Douglas County was one of the original counties to sign on to the Viking Library System Charter in 1975. Viking Library System is a federated regional public library system, one of 12 such systems in the state, and our mission is to connect, promote, and strengthen public library services in West Central Minnesota. We accomplish our mission by providing essential services to member libraries and also direct library services to rural residents and to special audiences such as schools, child cares, and also adult daycare group homes. We provide those direct services through our bookmobile and outreach services. Some highlights from 2024. We have 22 regular bookmobile stops in Douglas County. We stop there typically every 2 weeks. And the bookmobile circulated more than 17,000 items in 2024 at those stops. Delivery, we do delivery every other weekday to the Douglas County Library, and 345,000 items were circulated through the Douglas County Library in 2024, definitely the busiest hub in our network. Some strategic activities we focused on in 2024, we hired a finance and HR coordinator. That position was an open position that we revamped due to some strategic planning objectives. So we're happy to get Julia Johnson on board in 2024 into that position. We also are completing an update of our outreach collections. Those would be our childcare and adult daycare collections, rotating collections. They haven't really seen an update since that service launched, and so this has been a big project. And we also completed a wage study in 2024 and implemented that new wage scale in 2025. So how do we fund all these services? It's a shared funding model. The funding is shared amongst our member cities, our member counties, and the state. The member counties fund our bookmobile services, our delivery and interlibrary loan, the automated library system, and then technical network and professional support that we provide to the member libraries. State funding, in turn, provides dollars for the Viking Library System administration and facilities expenses, broadband and internet service to the headquarters offices and each of the member libraries. Also, dollars for e-resources and e-content. So if you use Overdrive or Libby, those digital audiobooks and magazines and ebooks, dollars for some of that content comes from the state as well. And then funding for those outreach services to child cares and the group homes. And finally, the legacy amendment dollars that support local arts, cultural, and heritage funding and programs at the member libraries. The cities, in turn, in their libraries that have member city libraries, fund the building materials, staff, and utilities for the buildings. In the case of Douglas County, you all fund that too for the library. So our appropriations request for 2026, the Viking Library System Governing Board approves submitting a 1% budget increase request to Douglas County for 2026. So this is a request of $146,769 and a $1,453 increase over our 2025 funding level. So with that, I would be happy to entertain any questions. And I also have Dawn Daly, the director of the Douglas County Library, with me today. And she probably might have a few words as well.
Go ahead, Dawn. If you got anything to say, otherwise I got a question.
I've got an answer.
Okay, I was just curious with the bookmobile and the and the library, do you find that these are having any impact on people not coming to the library?
Not at all.
Really?
They will come to the library and put a request on. at the library to have picked up at the bookmobile, vice versa. They could put a request on at the bookmobile, come to the library, pick up. In fact, this morning I had a lady from Morris come here to pick up her books because we had something she wanted and she was in town. So
Okay,
we share back and forth.
very good. Yeah,
Mr. Chair, I got a question. So now, between the bookmobile and the library, do you need a separate library card for checking out books? You could use the same one.
No, that Viking Library card is good at all the libraries in the Viking Library system. And if you take that card and register it at any other, excuse me, any other library in the state of Minnesota, it will give you access to their physical collection as well. So you should only need one library card for the whole state.
Okay.
And we have many people that come here from the cities that have lake homes here or vacation here. And they just register their city's library card. But if they are a resident and they're paying taxes here, they can also have one of our cards because that will give them access to our e-resources.
Because I was just wondering if somebody from the cities rents a book with their library card and they forget to take it back to the cities with them, what happens?
They can drop it off at their library in the cities and it will come back here to us. Maybe a day or two late, but we get it back.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chair, yeah, Aaron, in '24, you had a fund balance of 240. Okay, and you had one position is all that you had to
We
fill?
added one position, and then we also purchased a new administrative vehicle this year, so we rolled over fund balance to
Okay.
purchase that. And then our wage study, the one-time increase, we implemented that new wage scale in 2025, so there was a one-time increase to some set positions to bring them up to market that we won't see in future years. So
All
we
right.
carried some funds over
Won't
in
go forward.
anticipation for that, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
sure looks like. Okay.
all righty, any other questions? If not, I would say thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All righty, we have the Regional Radio Board. It says here, is that something that,
Mr. Chair, I don't think there's anyone presenting from that today.
all right,
We're done with the external.
That's,
all right,
that's the armor system.
all right,
What do you want to know?
nothing.
It's within a few $100s of, Jill, what was it? Only like $100 more this year?
400, 300 and some.
Okay, $400 more.
All right,
That's for the,
very
all the
good.
radios for the public works and the law enforcement.
okay, well, if we skip break, we're gonna be back on time.
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. Well, let's move on then to the Douglas County Water Quality Legacy Fund appropriations request. What does the board want to do?
I'll make a motion that we give them $25,000.
Thank you, Tim.
I'll second that. That was actually the recommendation from our planning and zoning.
All right. So Tim and Charlie, got that one? Any other questions? Lene, please.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, then Dancing Sky on aging appropriations. It looks like they are asking for the same allocation as last year.
It's up like $271.
Okay. Well,
Sorry.
it's close.
I'll make a motion to approve their request for $9,534.
All right, thank you, Shane.
A second.
Thank you, Jeff. Any questions? If not, Lene, please.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
motion carries.
All righty, next then we have the Alexandria Senior Center appropriations request.
I would make the motion to leave it at 20,000 because they're not asking for any more.
All right, thank you, Tim.
I'll second.
Thank you, Shane. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
No.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Alrighty, we move then to Rainbow Rider appropriations. Board's wishes.
Make a motion, we approve the allocation
Thank you, Charlie.
for operation. And, would you do them all?
Well, we got, okay, we can do both of them at once. So that motion would be for the operating and the capital.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, thank you, Charlie.
A second.
And we have a second. Thank you, Jeff. Any other questions? If not, Lene?
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, then we move on to the Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce appropriations.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to keep the Alexandria Chamber of Commerce at 4,000, what they requested.
Thank you, Shane.
I'll second.
Thank you, Tim. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Alrighty, Central Minnesota Elder Network appropriations.
I will make a motion to keep it at 12,000.
Thank you, Tim.
I'll second that.
And thank you, Charlie. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Alrighty, we move then to Douglas County Fair Board appropriations request. Board's wishes.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to keep it at $25,000.
Thank you, Shane.
A second.
And thank you, Jeff.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Joe, can I ask, did you get a copy of that audited from the state he was talking about? You did? Well,
We probably wouldn't get one, would
The audit
we?
isn't totally done yet, as far as I know, because they
Oh.
were still having questions on it at the last board meeting.
Oh, okay.
So I'm guessing it'll probably be next month sometime before they finish it.
That's something we talked about years back too, though. We should always get an audited set of books from the people we give money to. For the
Well,
taxpayers.
yeah, you should know where it's going.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
a little bit. Okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Lene, please.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Alrighty, then we move on to Douglas County Historical Society. I don't know if you heard, but the reason they wanted that big bump, I think, was because it was a 150-year centennial or something, but I don't know.
That's a pretty good increase.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think we can afford
No,
that.
I don't either. So what you thinking? What do you think?
You know, is it just for this 1 year, for the 250-year celebration? But what's gonna happen in the following year? Are they gonna act down to 20,000?
I doubt it, but
And then I don't know what plans are they gonna do?
I'm guessing it'll stay at the 50,000 request once we give them that.
Is 25,000 appropriate? Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to give them 25,000, the extra 5 to help with the 250-year celebration.
Thank you, Shane.
I second.
Thank you, Jeff. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, next is Douglas County.
Should we do them two together too, I suppose?
Yes, Douglas County Soil and Water Conservation District and in the Douglas County Soil and Water District Local Water Plan levy.
I make a motion, we approve the 299, 178, and the 12,503.
Thank you, Charlie.
I second.
Thank you, Jeff. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, Chippewa Watershed.
I'll make a motion to give them 4,200, the same as last year.
Thank you, Tim.
I'll second.
And thank you, Shane. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Meyer,
Yep.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
motion carries.
Alrighty, Lakes Area Humane Society appropriations. Board's wishes. What you thinking? They're asking for a $2,000 ad. It was 15, they're asking for 17. What do you want to do?
On 21, it was 8.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to give them 16,000.
Okay, thank you, Tim.
I second.
Thank you, Jeff. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
motion carries.
All righty, moving on to West Central Initiative appropriations. They are asking for a $40 increase.
I'll make a motion, we give them the $40 increase.
Thank you, Charlie.
I'll second.
Thank you, Tim. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Kalina.
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
motion carries.
Okay, next, Alexandria Economic Development Commission.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve Alexandria Area Economic Development at 57,750, same as before.
Thank you, Shane.
I'll second.
Thank you, Tim. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, moving on to Osakis Economic Development Funds. They were at 6, they want 7,000.
I'll make a motion, we go to the 7. We've got a few things going on.
Thank you, Charlie.
I second.
Thank you, Jeff. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, then we move on to Viking Library Systems appropriation.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the increase of $1,453 for Viking Library.
Thank you, Shane.
A second.
Thank you, Jeff. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
motion carries.
All righty, then we are at the Regional Radio Board.
I make a motion, we give them the increase to 16,565.78.
Thank you, Charlie. I'll second it. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, and we are at Glacial Ridge Trail Appropriations Request.
I'll make a motion to leave it at $1,000.
Thank you, Tim.
I'll second.
Thank you, Shane. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
motion carries.
Okay, got that out of the way. And so we do have any items from the floor. Mr. Repke. 3 minutes, you got 3 minutes.
Yeah, so you're gonna get cut off at 3, buddy.
I recommend a raise for you. Alan Repke, Inform TV. I'm just touching base, commissioners, of my concern for the Armory building. I'm trying to get the city of Alexandria to buy that. You guys are, I think, are second in line, and I think it's best if the city does it. But if you guys looked at that at all, because you have first chance, and then because of that, the big white house right to the west of that, that's becoming available, and then there would be 44 parking spots with those 260-foot lots, and if you'd get the other one out of there, there'd be 66 parking spots right next to the Armory that benefit the whole county and the whole community. The other thing, I talked to a bunch of people in Pope County down here when I was at a bar, and I told them I'm trying to get air service into Alexandria, and yes, we can do that if we expand our airport the right way in 27. So I hope you guys come on board for that. And if the city doesn't want to do it, maybe we should make it a regional airport like others. And you county, and the counties around here take it over. They always need money for their RCC. And at the same time, our friend Charlie there is building a 93-room hotel, which I'm 100% in favor of. But Vinny just told me when we do the third sheet of ice, he needs 200 rooms. And if we help with my plan to take that whole block plus the old ALP facility there, we could put up a 200-room high-rise hotel. You could have family come and rent a room and watch a baseball game, or whether you're at the boat museum, the downtown businesses, and they'd still be walking distance to the RCC. And I think it just makes a ton of sense, all three of those ideas, folks. So that's what I'm bringing up to attention for. But push, if you guys don't want to buy the Armory, you got till the 15th of September. Then it comes on the market. And I think it's wise for, or you guys split it. You buy the two houses right next door, so there's 66 parking spots there, and let the city buy the deal, or you put it on, that's the Douglas County Event and Convention Center. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Yep. Good points, Alan.
Thank you all.
Yep.
They're meant to be good. I know they're good for our community.
There you go. All righty. Any other comments, items from the floor?
It's 4 times as much to remove that armory
yeah,
than
no
what
kidding.
they're selling it for.
If not, we need a adjourn. Need a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'll second.
Thank you, Tim. Lene, please.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
motion carries.
She's gonna give us a number.
I
we're
was
gonna